Castañeda from Taragtag, San Carlos City, Pangasinan, a practice teacher of Pangasinan State University, Bayambang Campus. Today, I will be showing you my teaching demonstration. The subject that I'm going to teach is science, and the topic is digestive system. So this is my lesson plan. Please stand up for the prayer altogether. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, class! Okay, so you can take your seats now. Wow! I can see a lot of faces today and everything is in order. Your chairs also are arranged properly. Good job, class. Keep it up. So, okay, I will just check your attendance. Let me see it. So it seems like no one is absent. Very good, class. So before we start our discussion for today, here are some rules that you should follow during our class. Okay? So first one, be on time. Second, sit up in the chair and stay seated in a quiet spot. Third, use the restroom before or after the class if necessary. Fourth one, pay attention. Fifth, listen to the teacher and to your classmate. Sixth, raise your hand if you want to talk or if you want to resign. Last but not the least, do your best thinking and best work. So, before we start our lesson, can anyone give me a recap of what we have tackled yesterday? Can anyone give me a recap? Raise your hand. Yes, Mary Joyce. Very good. Respiratory system. And how about its function? All class, do not answer in chorus, just raise your hand. Yes, Jeremy. Yes, very good. So class, are you ready and excited for our new lesson? Are you ready? Okay, so before we start the lesson proper, let me ask you this question. You took a breakfast or recess, am I right? Yes. So what food do you usually eat for recess? How about for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? And after eating these foods, do you have any idea what will happen to them inside your body? Don't bother anymore because today we are going to find out what organs in our body are responsible for breaking down the food that we are eating. So I have here a human body model that, and if we open our body, this is how it looks like. The question here is, what happens to the food that we eat? Okay. From our human body model, what workers do you think are responsible for this? Very good. Our body needs in order to work and play. Yes, as I've said, our body needs energy in order to work and play. We get the necessary energy from the food that we eat, but our body cannot utilize the energy that we need without what? Yes, very good. Without digestion. So, how does digestion happen? How does digestion happen? Okay. So when we eat the food, it has to be changed into nutrients before it can be used by our body cells. And the process of breaking down and dissolving food for the use of the body cells is called? Yes, Joel? Precisely. It's digestion. And the system that is responsible for this process is called? Yes, Ronaldine. Very good. It's the digestive system. Our digestive system is made up of groups that work together to digest the food so it can be used by our body. So, who among you can recite the two main categories of the digestive system? the two main categories of our digestive system class? Okay, yes, Jomari. Yes, the first and the second is? Very good. The two main categories of the digestive system are, we have the alimentary canal organs, and the second one is the accessory structures. So, what are the alimentary canal organs? What are those, class? What are those? Yes, Danica? We have? Very good. It composed of the mouth, and then the pharynx. What else? Our esophagus. Yes. Our esophagus. And the next one, we have our stomach. Yes. After stomach, we have the small and large intestine. Very good, class. And we have the rectum and anus. Very good, Leslie. So, the second one is our accessory structures. And what are those accessory structures? Yes, Visha. We have the salivary glands. Very good. Another one, we have the liver and gallbladder. Yes. And what's the last one, class? Yes, Jo Marie. We have the pancreas. Very good. It seems like you have already mastered this topic, guys. So, stop. Ano next? So before we start this to discuss the major organs and its functions, let us first discuss the contributions of the other body systems to our digestive system. So can anyone in the class could enumerate the different organ systems in our body? Raise your hand, please. Yes, Lenny. And then? Yes. Very good, Lenny. So the major parts of the digestive system, we have the cardiovascular, and the next one is endocrine and integumentary. Yes, very good. And what's the next class? We have the lymphatic system. Yes. And the next one we have what? Muscular and nervous system. Very good. And what's the next class? We have our respiratory and skeletal system. Precisely. And what's the last one? Yes, April. We have the... are you sure? It was already included in the board. What's the next one? Yes, Michelle. Very good. We have the urinary system. And what are those, what are their contributions? Do you think what are their contributions to our digestive system, class? What is the contribution of the cardiovascular? Yes, Lenny. Very good. The cardiovascular supplies the digestive organs with oxygen and processed nutrients. And what about the endocrine? Yes, Jonas. Very good. The endocrine hormones helps regulate the secretion in digestive glands and our accessory glands. And how about our integumentary? Yes, Michelle. Very good. The skin helps protect the digestive organs and synthesizes vitamin D for calcium absorption. How about our lymphatic system? What is the contribution of our lymphatic system? Yes, Jonathan. What is the contribution? Stand up, Jonathan. Another idea? Very good, Jonathan. Another idea? Yes, Ronaldine. Very good. Our lymphatic system, mucosa-associated lymphatized tissue and other lymphatic tissue defends against the entry of pathogens. Lacteals absorb lipids and lymphatic vessels transport the lipids to our bloodstream. And how about our muscular system? What is the contribution to it in our digestive? Yes, Claudine. Precisely. Our muscular or skeletal muscles support and protect the abdominal organs. And how about nervous system? What is the contribution of our nervous system? Raise your hand if you want to recite. Yes, John Ivan. Very good. The sensory and motor neurons help regulate the secretions and muscle contraction in the digestive tract. And how about our respiratory system? What is the contribution? Similar hands? How about the others? Please recite, class. Please recite. Yes, Lester. So, very good. Our respiratory organs provide oxygen and remove the carbon dioxide. And the second to the last, the skeletal system. What is the contribution? No one? Okay. The skeletal, it helps protect and support our digestive organs. And the urinary, the kidneys or our kidneys convert the vitamin D into its active form, allowing the calcium and absorption in our small intestine. So, so let us discuss the major parts of our digestive system. So our first organ, we have what is the first organ? Yes, Jeremy? We have the mouth. So can you describe your mouth, Jeremy? Okay, so what can you find inside it? The digestion begins inside our mouth. It is composed of our teeth, the tongue, and some saliva, which helps in the digestion. And the next one, our teeth cut the food into smaller pieces, while our tongue, what is the purpose of our tongue? It helps the food moves in the mouth while chewing. And also it helps push the food into our esophagus when swallowing. And when chewing, the food is softened and moistened by the saliva coming from our, you're right, our salivary glands. So this saliva glands contains enzymes that digest starch. And from our mouth, here is our mouth. And from our mouth, this one, the food travels down to our esophagus, as you can see in the PowerPoint. This is our esophagus. As you can see in our PowerPoint, this is the sample image of our esophagus. Or as you can see in here, it is our esophagus glass. It is a long, straight, muscular tube that connects the mouth to our stomach. So did you know, class, that the esophagus, which passes food from the pharynx to the stomach, is about 25 centimeters or 10 inches in length, and the width varies from 1.5 to 2 centimeters or about 1 inch. What is the function of our esophagus? What is the function? Yes, Risha. Okay, so the function of our esophagus is to squeeze and push the food down to the stomach through the contraction and relaxation movement of the muscles. And the squeezing movement of the muscles is called peristalsis. Yes, we call it peristalsis. It is the squeezing movement of our muscles. Okay. So the third organ that belongs to our digestive system is our stomach. Our stomach here. So as you can see, our stomach is a muscular bubbling organ at the end of the esophagus. So it also squeezes the food and mixes it with gastric juices through the process of also what you call the peristalsis until it becomes thick, soupy mixture. So these gastric juices inside our stomach helps in breaking down the proteins and destroy the microorganisms found in the food that we eat. So it is the function of the stomach. Next one, we have the liver, one of the accessory organs that is part of our digestive system. It releases the bile, which is stored in gallbladder. Our gallbladder is a fishy sac lodged in the surface of the liver, and it acts as the storage of the bile. Bile is the fluid that contains the lipids and sauce that acts as a detergent by dissolving and dispersing the droplets of fats. While the pancreas is a soft reddish gray or yellowish gray gland that lies behind the stomach that releases the pancreatic juices that helps in the digestion of carbohydrates, of the fats, and proteins. Are you still with me, class? Are you still with me? Okay, so let's proceed. After the soaking mixture mixed with this fluid, it will down now to our, what is the organ? The small intestine. In the small intestine, the final digestion takes place. So the digested juices in the small intestine change the food into soluble substances that can pass through into the tiny finger-like projection in the lining of the intestinal wall that we call the villi. So, and from this villi, the digested food goes to the bloodstream and distributed to the different parts of our body. Question: what happened to the undigested food? Where does it go? Let's see. So our next stop is our large intestine. It is our large intestine. All the undigested food will go to our large intestine. So the walls of the large intestine absorbs the water that leaves a solid waste mass. The purpose of this is to absorb what? Water and salt from the material waste that has not been digested as food, and get rid of any waste products left over. And this waste collects at the rectum. Very good. In our rectum. And it's eliminated through the anus. This solid waste is collected as feces, and the process of elimination of solid waste by the body is called what? Yes, Lester. Very good. The bowel movement. So after the major parts and the accessory glands, we are going now to discuss the 5 stages of food process that involve in our digestion. So, can anyone in the class enumerate the 5 stages? What are those? Yes, Mary Joyce? Yes, the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one. Very good. We have the ingestion, the digestion. The third one, we have the absorption and assimilation. And the last one is the elimination. Very good. So, firstly, ingestion is the intake of food from the various sources in the environment. Our tongue, our teeth, and salivary glands aid in chewing, tasting, and swallowing of our foods. Food then passes through our esophagus and the digestion takes place now. It is the process of breaking down of complex food into soluble form by the action of the digestive juices and enzymes also. Once it is turned into simpler form, the digested food then enters into our bloodstream, and it is what we call the process of absorption. It is then utilized by the cells to produce energy and building materials in the process called what? Yes, assimilation. And the last is the elimination, which is the process through which the undigested food, dead cells, and waste products are thrown out in the body in the form of stool being deposited shortly in the rectum, and it sits through our anus. We are done with the organs in our digestive system and the 5 stages. Did you enjoy our tour? Yes or no? Okay, so now that you know where your food goes after you eat and how it is digested in our body, let's have a quick review of the parts that we have discussed. Again, what are the parts of our digestive system? We have the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the rectum, and the last one is the anus. Very good class. Alright, so to test your knowledge and understanding about the digestive system and how it works, let's try this activity. So the instruction is, you will identify the organs. So number 1, it is the bag-like organ where food digested through the aid of gastric juices and peristalsis. What is the answer? Yes, Joel. Any other answer? Yes, Jomarie. Very good. We have the stomach. Second, it is a muscular tube that connects your mouth and your stomach. Rings of muscles or sphincters in the upper and lower portions contract and relax to allow food and liquid to pass. What is the answer? Yes, April Marie. Are you sure? Let's see. You're right. It is our esophagus. Let's try this one. The purpose of this is to absorb water and salts from the material that has not been digested as food and get rid of any waste products left over. What is the answer? Yes, Mark. Are you sure it is the small intestine? Any other answer? Any other answer? Yes, John Paul. Very good. It is our large intestine. Next, it is an organ only found in the vertebrates which detoxifies various metabolites, synthesizes proteins, and produces biochemicals necessary for digestion and growth. What is the answer? Yes, Jomarie. Let's see. Very good. It is our liver. The last one. This is where the digestion begins. Where is the digestion begins? In our, very good, in our mouth. Yan na. Yan. Okay, so after our activity,
I want you to answer this.
yung assignment mo.
Give you assignment.
So, okay class, thank you so much for participating. I'm so impressed with your class. Thank you. So, before I end this discussion, let me give you your assignments. So, your assignment is list down 3 digestive system disorders. Write down the causes and the ways on how to treat this. And also, we are going to have our experiment in our next meeting. So bring the following materials per group. You have your group, right? 5 groups. So bring the following: the cup of orange juice, the cup of water, sandwich or crackers, the banana, the bowl, paper cups, ziploc, stocking, and scissors. So don't you worry, I will give you the copy of the materials that you are going to bring in our next meeting. So, thank you class. Before I forgot, you will be having your quiz next meeting before our experiment, okay? So, review your notes and don't you forget to bring your experiment materials. So, thank you class, and you are dismissed.